Alright, so what do you do when someone approaches you about using your Jeep as a display for lighting? And well, quite frankly, you need to upgrade your system anyway. So you bend up a new light bar for around the window and on the bumper. So let's get it going. Alright, so I think the bar is going to be something like that. And then it's going to come back at like an angle. So there's going to be some weird coping we got to do. But it's looking like at the protractor there, like around 30 degrees. So it's going to be a little experimentation here. It's going to be just above the winch there. So let's see what we can do with the bender. Alright, so let's see. Alright, so I got it pretty much centered up on here. And I'm measuring off the back of the bumper. I think we're going to have to bend these in just a little bit more than 30. Because I need them to land on the bumper a little bit more. Alright, so I'm just going to set up some stops here so that I can take this on and off when I'm fitting it without having to keep measuring everything back in every single time. Now, I know the bumper isn't very precise, but when you look at the Jeep, that's what you're going to see. So how I marked these to get them roughed in, I just took a block and I just went around it and marked it, and that gave me that rough cut line. And that way, since this is a flat surface, just go all the way around it, cut it, and that gives you your base pad. Alright, so I got all that fit in. There's a small gap there, but not too bad. I'll easily be able to take care of that. So the blocks I put on here to hold it, reference, and a piece of tape here on the side just to know when I'm fairly well centered. Alright, so now I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with these plates here. And then gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with another piece. So if I take that piece here and run it down here, I can put a little stubby right there. That might be what I do. So we gotta make this piece. So that's 0. Yeah, depending where you set it. Since it's on a compound angle, you really got to get the level set in the same way both times. So let's call that 28. Alright, so yeah, here's a mess. Let's make a little paper template. Let's see how that works. Not every day can be supermodel time. Alright, I think that's going to do it. Got the old Notch-O-Matic here. It's one of the best things I ever bought right here. Alright, plan B. I realized why I had a compound angle here, because this piece wasn't parallel to this beam. So reset everything, cut everything free, and there's that. I got to get it all cleaned up. I'm going to get it all marked in and then get these taken care of. Alright, let's get her glued together. Then I got to figure out where the tabs are going to go for the lights. Alright, so I'm going to clearance these holes to 3/8 bolts. But to locate this thing, I'm going to use transfer screws. So So I did a little Tool Time Tuesday on these. It's an easy way to locate the hole. Alright, so once you get it located, you just Alright, just so I can make sure I get the tabs all level, because I don't want to do all the welding while it's on the Jeep itself. So I'm taking my little clamp I made for the bending of tubes, and I zero it on the bumper, and then put it on there, and that way when I put it on the bench I can make sure that the tabs are parallel with this edge, and then I know where I'm at. I do have a couple welds I have to fix, and if you can see, there's like really bad undercut in this weld right here. And it's all about trying to be a better welder or a better fabricator, right? There's some back here too, so gotta fix that. Just don't be afraid to be honest. If you don't have a good weld, try to put a better one in there and move on. All right, so we got to put 2 of these on the front of this thing. So I got to figure out where I'm going to place them. So I'm thinking they're going to be somewhere there. Now we've got a big light bar to put under it as well. So I think I'm going to try to center this up on the outside bar, if you will. Or try to center this up on the outside slot. Is that a slot or is that a slot? You tell me. I think that's the slot, so we'll call that a bar. So I'll show you how we're going to do that. It's almost the same width, so in there. So that's where those will go. Now the bar under it will be easy because it's just a long bar. So I have this, and I stuck a piece of metal on the bottom so it wasn't always on the magnet. So roughly it says it's 0, 0.1, roughly 0.3, and then you can also set it this way. It tells you where it's sitting now. It's 7 degrees, and up 7.1. And I've made this one material thickness below for that light, so that way the weld will be in there. It'll make it easier to weld from the back. And I'm just using that little strong hand tab magnet, right? So it's one of the V's that's got a little magnetic arm on it just to hold the tab. So alright, so got the bar all painted up. Went with this black hammer finish from Rust-Oleum, primed it, painted it. Still have to do the total full install, but I've got a plan, something I got to do with this bumper first before I get everything in. So right now the lights are all just there. They're not wired in yet. I think overall it's a pretty good look. Once I get that bumper finished, once again, I've got a plan for that bumper. I think that'll make it a lot better. All right, so I think that bull bar came out pretty good for the lights. Now we're going to refinish the bumper. I think it'll be a pretty easy refinish, and something you guys all could do to yours. Now there's going to be more to this, and well, there's some things here that if you see them, you see them. But you know, this Jeep will be at the Hella light booth at the Moore Overland Expo. So come by, say hi to us, and fortunately they won't let Duke in there. If they will, I'll bring him, but last couple of years they won't allow pets in there. So anyway, hope you like the build. I think those Hella lights look, well, hella good. So if you like the build, please remember to subscribe to the channel. There's a lot more going on with Jeep other than these lights here. So I'll see you at the Moore Expo, or see you here for places to take a rig once you get it all outfitted out with lights. Thanks for watching.